Today I'm going to be sharing my version of Olive Garden's Zuppa Toscana, one of my daughter's favorites. I'm Rose Oatley. Let's get cooking. Let's kick things off by adding 8 slices of bacon cut into small pieces to our Dutch oven. The bacon will not only add amazing flavor, but also a wonderful crunch. We'll fry the bacon over medium heat. We want to get it nice and crispy. This should also take about 5 minutes or so. Just keep an eye on it and stir occasionally to ensure it cooks evenly. Once our bacon is crispy and golden, it's time to remove it from the pot. I like to place it on a plate lined with a paper towel. This helps soak up any excess grease, keeping our soup lighter and healthier. You want to leave that delicious bacon grease in the pot. Next, you'll need 1 pound of ground Italian sausage. You can choose hot Italian sausage for a spicy kick or mild if you prefer something more subtle. I'm using half hot and half mild so I get a balanced flavor without overwhelming heat. I like to use this handy meat chopper to break up my sausage as it cooks. You can find a link to it and other items I use in my kitchen in the description below or in my bio for other platforms. Once your Italian sausage is brown, we'll transfer it to a plate temporarily, just like we did with the bacon. Get rid of any excess grease from your pot, but don't worry, the flavor from the bacon will still be there. Next, we'll add about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil or oil of your choice to the pot. Now let's toss in half of a chopped onion. The sweetness of the onion will balance the savory flavors beautifully. And for an extra boost of flavor, we're adding 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. We'll saute this mixture for a couple of minutes until the onions are tender and fragrant. Turn the heat down to low and add 4 minced garlic cloves. Garlic adds an incredible depth of flavor to our soup. We'll saute this for just about 15 seconds, stirring constantly until the garlic is fragrant. For my seasoning, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme, 1 tablespoon of fresh rosemary, 3 fresh basil leaves, and 1 teaspoon of dried oregano. These herbs will elevate our soup to the next level. Let's give everything a good mix to combine those flavors. Next, we're adding 1/3 cup of flour. This will help thicken our soup. Mix it all together for about a minute to cook off that flour. We want to ensure there's no raw flour taste in our delicious soup. Now add a 32-ounce container of chicken broth. That's 4 cups. This will create a flavorful base for our soup. Give it a good mix to combine everything nicely. Next, we'll add back our Italian sausage, bringing all those delicious flavors into the pot. Now let's add 2 to 3 sliced russet potatoes. I keep the skins on for extra texture and nutrients. Let me show you how I cut mine.
You're watching Rose Oatley. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified of any new videos.
After mixing your potatoes in, season with salt and pepper to taste. I added half a tablespoon of salt to mine. Give it another good mix, then we'll let it come to a simmer, cover, and let it cook on low for 20 minutes. It's been 20 minutes, let's take a look. This looks fantastic. Now we're adding 1 2/3 cups of heavy cream to give our soup that rich, creamy texture. Mix it well, and this is a great time to taste for salt. Mine is perfect. Next, I've chopped some kale. I'm adding about 2 to 3 cups. I'm usually not a fan of kale, but it really shines in this soup. If you're not a kale lover, feel free to substitute it with fresh spinach instead. The kale will shrink down as it cooks, adding a nice texture and color. Now let's continue cooking on low for another 5 minutes. After that, we'll sprinkle in the crispy bacon. I like to leave a little bit of bacon for garnish. This looks so good already. Now let's plate this beautiful soup. I love to garnish with some extra bacon in the center and dip some crusty bread into it. It's the perfect way to enjoy this hearty dish. Just put your French bread in the oven for about 8 minutes, add a little bit of butter, and voila. Let's take a look before I dive in for the taste. I want you to give it a try too. This is so good. The flavors are rich and comforting with a creamy broth perfectly balanced by the savory sausage and crispy bacon. The fresh herbs add a delightful aroma while the kale gives it a nice texture and color. The potatoes are tender and absorb all that delicious flavor, making each spoonful satisfying. It's a cozy bowl of goodness that's perfect for any occasion. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this, please support me by liking, sharing, and subscribing. And don't forget to check out these videos on the side. Thanks for your support. Happy cooking!